Hello everyone, it's Leela.
And Bo.
And welcome back to our channel.
What's up, y'all?
Today we're going to discuss episode 4 of Queendom Puzzle. Doing a little bit of recap, doing a little bit of review.
Yes. Yes, sir,
Yeah.
we are. Yeah. A quick disclaimer,
What?
I think. I frequent the subreddit quite a bit.
Okay.
I get to see all the drama, and I'm starting to see the wave of people who are starting to allow the show to weigh them down emotionally. And I'd like to say, especially to those who are younger or more susceptible to emotional trauma from a show like this, don't worry if your idol's is currently having a bad time in the show. Seems to be the victim of an evil edit. Emmy agrees. Just have a sense of humor about it. Mm-hmm. They'll be okay. Mm-hmm. They don't all hate each other.
No.
And they'll have other opportunities. If anything, if your idol is a more unknown idol, which most of these idols I think are, there are smaller groups, I would like to say. You know, most of them are Nugu-ish level groups. Mm-hmm. Be confident that at least on this show they're getting some attention. Mm-hmm. So it's all good. Don't worry about it. And if you need to take a break, stop looking at the subreddit and the Twitter threads and the hate and take a break.
Yeah.
Because some people are losing their
SHIT.
Cool. Yes.
Losing their cool. Okay. So if you're new to the channel and you enjoy our little podcast discussions about Queendom Puzzle, please subscribe. It would really help our channel. Give
a thumbs up and what do they call it? A like or a thumbs up? A like?
You know what? I won't ask for that.
Yeah, do whatever.
Just a subscription.
Yeah, just a subscription.
That would be great.
Yeah, you got room.
So today we're going to go through the rest of the remix round performances and the final result of that. We'll go over the 3 new original songs. Mm-hmm. And our top 7s. Mine hasn't changed. Bo's continues to change every single week.
Yeah, except for 3, 4.
And your homework before we begin is 1. Which is your favorite of the new 3 original songs that are coming up? I think they're all so good.
They're really good. They're really good.
I think the hot take, the original songs for this show are the best part of the show.
They could be an album.
All the covers that they're doing, all the songs they're choosing to cover, I'm so bored. I'm so bored, you guys.
We'll talk about that. But yeah, I agree.
But the original songs, that could be an
album.
And these 3 here
could be an album.
They're just really good. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, we'll talk about them. It's good stuff, though.
Okay.
For sure.
Let's go.
Let go, Mago.
The first performance for this episode 4 for Remix Battle was Shutdown from Team Red Queen. That includes Rina, Sangha, Phi, and Huiso doing Blackpink song.
Yeah, another Blackpink song. But of all Blackpink songs, and they're all fine, I don't have a problem with Blackpink, but they're so simple it can be kind of hard to do much with. And they're all the same vein of like, look at what a badass I am.
I feel like we've been watching people cover Blackpink songs since I think 48. And at least like Hell by Ya was like kind of like funny because it was so bad. But it's so samey at this point. Like, it's not the girls' fault or anything like that. They did a good job. No. I just am very bored of Blackpink covers.
Spoiler alert, I actually think this was the best performance.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Blackpink just because it's not my style of K-pop. I go to K-pop for the 3 Ps. Pretty girls, pretty dresses, pretty songs, right? And you can throw in bubbles, confetti of some kind, maybe
flowers,
maybe a steam thing that scares them.
Print skirt,
right? Crack videos of glitter. Of V Lives, humor, pretty stuff, sparkles. Yeah. But I'm an old-fashioned person. It's funny now because a lot of this style of girl crush is actually starting to sound old because of the new Jeans style, which is already. I just saw a video published talking about how the new Jeans style is becoming repetitive. So it's a cyclical thing. Having said that,
it absolutely is not.
Well, not a cyclical, but it's a
no. It's not repetitive.
Yeah. Having said that, Blackpink, you can do a lot with it because it is simple. We saw what Hui did in a Boys Planet. It was kind of an interesting thing. This wasn't I didn't think at all original take on it or anything, or kind of like big deal about what they did with it. The reason I think this was the best is other than the first part, which is a bit boring and a bit hard to hear, the audio is a bit weird. The dance breakdown part beyond, and especially the dance breakdown part, I was like, okay, why are they not talking more about all of their dance abilities? It was some crazy stuff. We so did like this kick thing, and flipped or whatever, and then they caught her leg. It was just a really cool it was a really cool series of something that's so basic but so hard to do, which is just a good dance break. Like, so many people try and it doesn't work.
The thing with this one is that I didn't realize until like after the fact, when I heard other people talking about the performance, is that it was meant to have like a story, and they didn't show any of the back part where they were designing the story. It's a Little Red Riding Hood theme, and they have all the back dancers and stuff for the wolves, and they're the Little Red Riding Hood.
Yes.
But so I don't think that got portrayed very clearly, which is unfortunate, because it's like kind of an interesting idea for a theme. But it wasn't. There was nothing wrong with it. It was really good and well executed. It was a good choice for them as a group. It just just personally, I'm just kind of.
I'm tired of hearing Blackpink. I think the votes There's a lot of covers. I
think they were robbed. 152 votes is insane. That's like, what's
wrong?
Well,
the votes beat was 221. It started out as 222, but they said later that one person left or something, so discounted that vote. So it was like 220. Let's just say 220, whatever. And then the second highest was 200, which was fighting.
We'll go through all.
Whatever it was. So when you started seeing this, people were like, "Oh my God!" I literally believe what happened is you had the first song came out, everybody was happy, awake, and excited. They had no idea what the number was. Everybody's just like, "Yeah, that was fun." Second group comes out, you can instantly see how the votes through the show kind of fall into the half of the people are not impressed, because there's 300 people, they said, right, at some point in the thing. They said 300 people.
My God, half the people?
So half the people were just not impressed.
Yikes.
So there's a lot of reasons for that. We talked about it a lot in other forums and stuff, but essentially I think it's because, A, people vote for their faves, some people. B, some people are just tired. It's a long slug of a day. And you can see this happen, and I said this in the up-down vote at the beginning of the show, where the votes suddenly started tanking. People were getting 3 and 5 and 6 and stuff. Everybody became more critical as they went along, because they realized, oh, wait, we're supposed to pay attention. The first song, they were just all ramped up. I'm not saying that the first song wasn't good. Yeah. I'm just saying that it's how else can you do it? You've got to film in order.
I don't think that this is the audience voting stuff. It kind of kills a little bit of my excitement, because it's just so, like, we're not involved, as an audience. It's only the handful of people that are there.
Yeah.
And it just swings in, like, ways that you're just like, what the heck?
But you have 6 or 7 songs. There's really no other way to do it. You have to. I would
rather have actual judges voted or something.
I would rather have more background stuff and just personality stuff, showing them do the song, like figure out how to do the song. That's interesting to me. But as a veteran of these shows now, anybody who's watched more than 2 of these, you have to know it's a slug, and it takes a while. Like I was telling Leela, and I said this on the subreddit. This felt like the longest episode to me. I watched it in the morning while you were asleep.
Well, I think I watched it awake with you.
And it was.
I didn't sleep again.
I remember thinking it was so long, but I had a blast the whole time. And I can't really explain why I had a blast, but it's because I don't have any emotional attachment necessarily to the evil edits and stuff. Don't get me.
Yeah, I know.
Because I know how an idol works, and this is just one of their many jobs you're going to have. So, but it was. I really do think this also in. Lily gave me permission, because I'm a straight man. This has got to be like the foxiest group, like at least even just dynamic looking, like beautiful, modern.
Yeah.
They're not so like. See, New Jeans is like 15, 16, 17-year-old girls trying to be like on their cell phones in the mall, cool, right? Like for tweens. This is a little bit older. Like, it's not sporty girl crush, it's sexy girl crush, and you have. Like I was saying on the subreddit, Rena has 3,000 views at the time I posted it, compared to Yeonhee's like 17,000. I'm not comparing looks at all, nothing like it. But Rena's like a goddess, like, and nobody's watching. I was like, are there any straight dudes or like dudes who like girls in the show watching the show? Because this was an amazing looking group. It really is a cool looking group.
Know.
You know how Blackpink is real striking looking?
Yeah.
That I think this group has it as well. And I saw that vote count and I was just like,
I want Fi to debut for real in a real group. I think she's so cool.
Just an interesting, yeah.
She's so pretty and so cool. I want her to
for
debut.
Sure.
Anyway. Next up we had Soen and Kay doing "You're the Only One." You're the only one. Wait, I can't sing.
It is pretty.
That song is
it's not my favorite song.
It's very like even, like it's very like one note.
Yeah.
That song.
Yeah.
And they did really interesting stuff with the performance.
Oh, for sure.
It was so creative and so cool. But the way it was shot and when the live audience being there, it was just the two of them and they were like laying down. So the live audience was just like not seeing anything.
Right.
So I think the live audience was like,
right, we went and saw
what's going on.
We went and saw it twice, and they had an amazing monitor because we didn't get up close seats like we sometimes do. We got decent seats, but so you can watch the monitor and be like, oh, cool, but it just doesn't have the same effect as when you see it right there.
Yeah.
And so for an audience member to see them on stage, but they almost look kind of hidden because they were laying down, I could see that affecting.
I thought it was really cool. I thought they did a really good job. I think that I would have liked, since it's a remix, I would have liked them to have taken the song and give it more.
It needed
more of a climax, more of a peak, sort of like a build up and a delivery and something that was a little more not so like one note, because it's a bit of an older song and it doesn't have that like just the reason why like Bora doing My Sea was so impactful for everyone who watched it is because there's like that build up and the crescendo and the emotional delivery.
That's why people like her songs.
And those types of songs are just it really makes an impact, and it's a good thing to watch on stage.
Yeah, she had her high note, but I was kind of surprised, or somebody didn't say, now look, they're going to compare your high note to Bora's ceiling crack high note, which aren't perfect high notes. It's not the reason people like them. People like Bora's high notes and all this stuff because that embodies singer. That's your superpower.
Yeah.
Kay everybody's talking her up, and she is very good. Don't get me wrong, and she has maybe a bit more of a trained voice, a lot more of a trained voice than Bora. She's been at it longer, and it's more of a smoother voice. But I thought it would have been if she would have belted that note more, just really belted it. People have been like, there you go. But I think the audience might have been a little disappointed by that. I don't know. I thought it was an amazing performance, of course. But with the choreography being hidden a bit, I can see why the votes might have dropped. Also, the voters were just assholes. Like 3/4 of that crowd were just assholes. Like they were just voting for their favorites. Let's be honest. I have no explanation.
They were just withholding votes.
I would have done the Miru. I would have upvoted every single one of these performances because they were incredible. Tired or not, it was only 7 songs. I've been to 3 or 4 hour concerts before, so don't get me anyway. But funny thing is, I said the 3 Ps. This is a pretty girls doing pretty songs. Bora's My Sea is a pretty girl doing a pretty song, but that's not my ideal PPP. It's Subin and the other member of WGSN flowery like dresses, or Bora doing seventh season. My Oh My Girl song, whatever.
Yeah.
That kind of like forward driving, kind of epic sounding thing is really my thing. The slow ballady stuff is beautiful and it can be impressive. But it can kind of put people to sleep.
I like the more theatrical element. But I thought they did a really good job. And it was really cool. And they were cute that they tied their hands together to practice.
It was super. I mean, the screenshot alone shows what they did with the choreography. But with only 2 of them, I actually wish they would have maybe done less of the floor stuff and all that and just stood up and maybe gone to different parts of the stage or something, because they just got swallowed up by the stage. I mean, at least for me. I don't know what the audience felt. I think these votes were pretty pathetically low. It should have been at least 200.
Kind of ridiculous, honestly. And next we had Don't Call Me.
Don't call me.
Don't call me. Don't call me with Miru, Yoram, Yeon, Wooyeon, and Zoa.
It's funny because nobody calls anymore. It should be no text. No, don't. Me. You don't even text anymore. You DM. Don't DM me. What do kids do now?
I thought it was like, I like this song a ton. I think it again suffers from the.
It's EXO, right? Yeah.
No, it's Shiny.
I mean Shiny. I'm sorry.
It's hard to cover like a Shiny song, like because their vocals are just so unique, and so. Well, the song
is so unique too.
And. I don't know that they portrayed that unique and powerful vocal the way I would have loved to have seen in this song in particular. It was interesting. Like,
I think
it was okay.
I think there was a lot of things.
It wasn't my favorite.
Like the last one, I think should have got better score than this.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I really liked it, but the mix was weird. Everybody was kind of quiet and stuff. It was just
the mix was really bad.
It was just
the mix was bad.
Yeah, everything just felt a bit toned down. Having said that, if you're able to kind of consider that what you're hearing or seeing isn't the same as you might hear or see live. I think it was really interesting. They used the stages differently. Mm-hmm. They used a separate stage where Woon had to run back real fast and thankfully not trip and break her leg. Mm-hmm. You know, Yoram's dance on the piano was interesting, but the green lights mixing with the green on the shirts and stuff, it kind of all blended together a bit, and she was kind of lost in it again. I think she should have just done a solid
really dark.
Yeah, like just a spotlight on her.
Sometimes the way they light this stuff, like she'll be doing a dance break solo, but it still looks really dark. I'm like, what the heck are y'all doing?
It's sometimes hard to see what's going on. It's not as impactful.
Yeah.
There was the cute moment between Miru and Yoon where we didn't. I guess she can speak Japanese. No, it wasn't fluent, you could tell, but she still spoke it. And
it's so cute.
Talked to Miru.
She was helping Miru.
Miru, I thought looked like
so
an actual superhero in this outfit. She looks like she would be on The Boys that show The Boys. If you she's the Japanese superhero and she has super strength. Like Miru's. I'm glad that she won in drop snap, and she didn't win in this, but I would like to see her win a few more times and just slowly creep into that top 7 because she has very passionate fans. I love her story. I think she just needs to, and maybe it's the language barrier, I don't know, but maybe she needs to stand out a little bit more. Same with Zoa. Zoa is obviously going to be a supermodel. Like she's like not modern day supermodel, but like Cindy Crawford from the 90s, like. Cosmopolitan cover type supermodel. Like she's so striking looking, but she's not sticking out as well. I don't know if that she's shy or quiet or whatever, but just no screen time. I don't know what it is. So some of these people are going to have to really start sticking out a little bit because like this song, it could kind of just be, because I actually thought, again, this was really impressive, but watching it on TV, it felt kind of just not very exciting or dynamic, yet the votes seemed to indicate that it was more dynamic than the first one.
I thought Yeon stood out a lot and did a really good job. She always like stands out
she's great
in the center and stuff. So.
I just it just needed something. You're right. It's probably just dark. I mean, just look at the screenshot. They have black pants on, and then you have the green lights, which blend. Just maybe some different colors, hot pinks or something on the bottom. I don't know. I've never been a fan of the motocross look they pull off in K-pop all the time, where they're wearing like motocross stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? What is this?
I also know, with the outfits, Zoa's the only one who's not wearing any green. So sometimes, literally, when I was watching it, I would lose her in the backup dancers.
Yeah, and she's the tallest, like.
Because like she needed to be wearing some of that green so that you would not lose her in the backup dancers and stuff. Sometimes I was like, I kept thinking she needs to have that color so she stands out just like everyone else.
That's been her story she does great, and when she's in her parts, I think she's subtly doing really good, like in the drop. Charismatic team, she did really but she had that really cool, like that one podcast I was talking about, I was like kind of a casual outfit on. It really works. It's just that everybody else in this group is dressed like superheroes and she's dressed like the reporter or whatever, who's covering them, whatever. But it doesn't matter. Zoe's going to be a super famous actress one day, I guarantee it. It's like she's so striking looking. It was good. I thought the votes were fine. This is probably, I want to say third, fourth. It's down near the bottom of my list, so for sure.
Yeah. Not a personal favorite,
just because of the sound quality, I couldn't hear it.
And then we closed it out with "Dance the Night Away" with Bora, Soyeon, Yeonhee, Jiwon, and Chaerin. So 3 members of Cherry Bullet, Rocket Punch, and then Triple S. Soyeon's face in the screenshot.
She looks like she's like, really? Like, really?
She's like, what?
Oh my God, drop me off at the mall already. This was kind of handicapped from the beginning. I think it kind of was disadvantaged from the beginning, I guess you'd say, because it's Cherry Bullet, pretty much all of them doing it's like they just did kind of a cover on a music show, just kind of fun and pretty.
I think considering that you would coming into this, it was like this is gonna by default be one of the more boring stages. They did a lot with the stage to make it like really fun and like a party, and there was a lot of people there, and they just did a lot with what they had, which I thought was cool. But
it had that same vibe that Fighting was going for. Starts off fun, bright, and goes into a big party. Fighting had the advantage of being like, we're all in this together, everybody hates work, but also a sense of humor. But people often kind of think that if you're having a sense of humor in your stuff, it's not being taken seriously. It's like, no, that's still work. This one just had the kind of party thing without really much. Was there a theme? I know they're under the sea, but I didn't know if they had like a little storyline or something, or because like Fighting had a whole story and stuff. So
just kind of under the sea.
We've seen a million. It's nothing against the girls; they all did great. Okay, so the story of this one is Yeonhee wanted the high note, Bora wanted the high note. People are like, Yeonhee's the better performer, Bora's the better singer. I don't know about all that stuff.
Well, the part that had the high note was also the center and the opener, which is like, to me, they should have just split it up, because Yeonhee should have done the center and the opening and the bubble and all that.
Right.
And then let Bora have the high note later. It would have made sense, because Yeonhee stands out better as a center.
I thought it should have been Jiwon.
Really?
Yeah, because Jiwon is a center. She is so striking and pretty, and and they're all, I'm not talking about looks, but Yeonhee though looks the part so much in this song. Look at her outfit compared to the rest. Like Bora looks like she's almost ballet class. Soyeon is just kind of casual, whatever. Same with Jiwon, but and Chaerin looks like kind of beachy, but maybe like a photo shoot for a beach thing. But Yeonhee looks like somebody from Gilligan's Island,
like
or something.
Vacation.
Yeah, but like an idol on vacation. Yeah. She's so good in this part, and the blonde hair and stuff. So I do agree that I would have preferred to have seen Yeonhee in it, but not because she's a better singer, a different singer. I don't think the high note was that important, but I think Jiwon in the end could have been an even, like a good compromise. But somebody was saying, why did the high note also have the dance break and stuff?
Yeah.
But again, that's not the ladies didn't make the choreography. They're not in charge of that. But I thought they could have made the decision and changed it and told the crew, and the crew had been like, whatever.
I think that would have been nice.
And I don't think it was Bora being like, no, I want all the parts. And they're going to make you think that. So if you want to think that, go for it. The ironic part is when they're trying out, Yeonhee cracks the note. Bora hits the note, but in this show, from the audio we can hear, Bora actually cracks the note.
I didn't watch any fan cams. Did you watch
the fan cam? Oh, I didn't watch the fan cam. That's a good point.
Because I think the fan cam is where you could really tell, because it sounded like she maybe did.
No, she did.
But they absolutely just did not focus on it. It was like it didn't happen.
In the preview, though, they did. They crank it up.
But and it's really unusual for them to let someone make what seems to be a mistake and to just let it slide completely.
You know why I think...
So that was a bit weird. So I need to go and watch the fan cams and see if it's more obvious or not.
Why I think they did, maybe, is because it was in the middle of their moving to the front of the stage. There was no pause. Like, she didn't go, ooh, or didn't... You know what I'm saying?
If they wanted to throw her under the bus, they had the perfect opportunity.
They've already been doing that.
But they didn't want to, so they didn't.
I don't know. Yeah. I think it's the high note stuff. Like some people are saying, it doesn't need to be in every song. I agree, but Bora is a high note singer. That's literally her job. Like a rapper or a dancer, she's going to do that stuff. I think they should have compromised on Jiwon, or heck, even Soyeon, giving her a little bit of moment in the sun. Not hit the high note, but I don't know. It was done very well. They're all very talented, wonderful people. For me, the standout truly is Yeonhee, though.
Yeah.
In this whole last couple of shows, she's just so fun and sweet, and she reminds me of Bora in that way. They're both just really endearing people. So I wouldn't have had a problem with her being in the center and hitting the note and all that stuff. And I just don't know. It was just to me, this is not the most exciting Twice song you could have done. I thought they should have done. We were talking about Scientists would have been so
Scientists
fun.
Would have been fun because
they
you could
really
nerdy lean
stuff.
Into the science thing.
They could have little beakers everywhere, and like Bora's a nerd and has a lab coat on, and Jiwon's like the tough one and comes in and picks on her. Anything else other than this it's just kind of bland. It's just. So this is actually, I think this is probably the second to lowest for me, probably.
So the final actual rankings were as thus.
Oh, it was the second lowest.
Nude in first place. Fighting Hayaji in second place. Don't Call Me in third, Only One in fourth, Dance the Night Away in fifth, and Shut Down in sixth.
Okay.
For me, I would have put Fighting in first place. Maybe Nude. Fighting in first place, Only One in second place, then Nude, then Shut Down, and then Don't Call Me, and then Dance the Night Away for me. What would you have done?
I would have done Shut Down first, Fighting second, Don't Call Me third, Only One fourth would probably be fine, and then what do I have left here? Nude is Dance the Night Away, then Nude. I don't know if either Dance the Night Away or Nude last, or vice versa. About the same. They were all really good, but Nude and Dance the Night Away to me felt the least exciting. The only reason it was kind of exciting is kind of stood out from the other songs.
It was so different.
They did some interesting stuff, and it was done well, of course. They're all
so
these
creative.
Don't Call Me. I would switch Only One and Don't Call Me, I guess. It's really, to me, it's all about the number one, and to me, it would be Shut Down. For it to
me,
get
it's Fighting.
I mean, yeah. See, that's
Fighting
close.
Was fun. It was.
It
just
is,
really
but
fun.
I think that Shut Down on that dance break just showed such an extra level of skill. Not that Fighting didn't, like Ellie's high notes and stuff were great, but I think they can do that stuff. They need to start doing that stuff more often. Don't be afraid to show your ability more. I think with Shut Down, it really showed off some skills that we haven't concentrated on a lot. Was the non-dancers dancing, and it was impressive to me, and it was done really well. It was like really smoothly done. And Fighting, one or two people seemed to be a little bit off here and there, but not bad.
Fighting was fun.
I don't know. I'm going with Shut Down.
Okay.
But Fighting second for sure.
Okay. The rest of the show was about the team building and stuff. It was all so confusing. I don't even want to think about it. Like, I don't even know. Whatever.
What do you mean? Were they arranged to do what?
The puzzle team and the whatever team and they stole members back and forth.
Oh, that was, yeah.
My only comment is that Nana stole Jiwoo for her team, and then everyone else voted Jiwoo back out. And what I said when we were watching it was like, y'all, trust Nana. She wanted Jiwoo for a reason.
There's a reason.
That Jiwoo has
it's called charisma.
It is called charisma, ladies.
It's called, she's also...
Nana worked with Jiwoo on Charismatic. Mm-hmm. She wanted her, but everyone else was like, no. And I was like, y'all made the wrong decision.
So basically, at the end of this, all the songs, they lined up Yoonhee on one side, K on the other side, because they randomly drew. And like a playground picking thing, yes. People just lined up behind who they wanted to collab, whatever with. And so it immediately started weighing on one side of more skilled, quote-unquote, people, like K's side, right? And so they had to balance it out, so they had to kick out two people from Puzzle to Queendom, I believe it was. And so they voted who's the crappiest people on our team, which, minus the judging each other, they made them do 13 people with the reason. That's homework level shit while you're trying to relax. I was like, give them some beers at least, you know. I really thought that. I thought that'd be like, okay, you're asking me to dance, that's fine, but you're asking me to do manual scribble. Like nobody writes anymore. Like I was just, and they're standing right next to each other, and it was the heartbreak of heartbreaks, where Soojin from Weekly gets kicked out. Jiwon got kicked out, but at least she also got picked. Yeah. So Soojin got kicked out, and who was the other one that got kicked out?
I don't remember.
Was it Jiwon? Wait.
It was such a mess.
Anyway, point being, Soojin gets booted, and they suddenly put her between two ferns, like the Zach Galifianakis show. I don't know what their plants came from, and I don't know what the timing is of it. Does she start to cry, and they're like, quick, come in this room. Answer these questions. Like, do they do it 2 hours later while the memory... They have to have it while the memory's fresh. Or do they kick her out? She feels like crying. The camera crew grabs her, takes her between two ferns, makes her cry, kicks her back out, and it's obvious she's been crying, so they do her makeup real quick, and the other team feels like complete assholes because they literally said Soojin was the weakest member, which I disagree with in a lot of ways, but whatever. But she's crying, and there's something about Weekly. When they start crying, they pout with their bottom lip. And it's like, dear God, why are you doing this? It's so heartbreaking. But she literally, it wasn't even, I just wanted to be picked. It was this the way she answered was like a kid answered. Like, they kicked me out, I wasn't good enough. I accept that I suck, kind of. I'm like, no, you don't suck. But then she felt like she was scared they wouldn't accept her on the other side. Like, the other side of girls would be like, you're stinky, get out of here, you're dumb. Oh, no. Like, it literally felt like that to me, and it was so heartbreaking.
It was too much.
I was crying.
They were doing too much.
No.
It was too much.
She was answering honestly. This is one of the rare moments, I think, in these shows where people are being completely honest and not so aware of the cameras is when they're upset. And it was really, really sad, because if you know Weekly, they've had a hell of a few years. They were they were the It Girls that should have been the New Jeans Girls.
Yep.
And they not only do they lose probably one of the most important members.
Yep.
Then go through some controversy with that, but then they changed their sound to like dark. Imagine you're Sujin, you're like, by the way, Sujin, now you're like the devil and you have to act like Cruella DeVille. She's like, but I'm cute and I'm a high schooler. And they're like, nope, you're a planet now. And it's like, do you know what I mean? Like, imagine that going through that, and then your fans, I've seen talk. Well, they sold a lot of albums. Like, yeah, they sold a lot of those pre-orders before we knew what they all sounded like.
Yeah.
So
I pre-ordered that album as well.
Album sales don't guarantee critical or fan acclaim because I haven't heard much from Weekly since then, and it's really heartbreaking because they are a great, very talented bunch of girls. She's the leader. Leaders often put their own feelings aside. They don't talk a lot about them, and I just felt so bad for her. I agree that it was cruel to do that, the voting thing. They should have just done random or something, but it was just the worst part to me was that they asked her how she felt. It's like, don't ask her how she feels. She feels like shit. You know, so it was just so sad. I can't remember that whole moment, though, because Sujin got booted off, and then was the other vote for Jiwoo to go back. I can't remember. But like, somebody remind me. It was such a mess. It was a very long show.
It was so confusing. It was so confusing.
But these are our arrangements.
This is, so there's, for the all-arounder round next time, there are a bunch of covers. They already assigned those. We'll talk about them when they get performed. But there's also 3 new original songs.
Which is really, to me, all that really matters.
Like, that's what I said at the beginning, and I mean it. The new original songs are so much more interesting than any cover they're doing on this show. Like,
yes.
And you could pick 7 members you wanted to be in each of these 3 original songs. I was too lazy to get my vote in on time, so I didn't contribute. These are Bo's votes. But these 3 new songs all are really good. The first one, Puzzle In, Puzzle In, Puzzle In. It sounds like I don't know if the genre if it's city pop.
It's something like that. Yeah.
It sounds to me like if this were a song that came out, you would expect it to be VV's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah, something like that.
It reminds me of that, like Puzzling. It reminds me like a VV's song.
It's a bit more of a classic K-pop sound, a bit more poppy, classic modern K-pop.
A little bit disco-y, a little bit just poppy, cute. And then the second
but refreshing, one not boring or anything.
Yeah. The second one was IDGA.
I Don't Give Up.
By Bobby. Bobby wrote a girl group song, y'all. I don't know if he's done that before. It's like a girl crush, rap heavy type song.
Yeah, the part they played though it didn't get into it just kind of did the pre-chorus.
There's got to be a drop. There's
got to be a bunch more rap, I bet. Yeah. So I'm more excited about that.
So that's cool. And then the third one is I Do, and it by Ryan Junn, who also produced Snap. He's a bop maker, you guys.
He's reason.
It's really cute. It samples the weddings theme. Dun 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 dun. It's so cute. And it's like it's a really cute song. It reminds me of like.
I thought it was. Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, it was like that. It wasn't. It's not cutesy like.
It's cute.
Like a hump or something. Chokame, no.
But like cute, just precious, like sweet.
Right. So there was so many slots to fill. You're kind of just picking who you know works and then filling it in.
Puzzling. Do I agree with your team here?
There's
because like I said, it reminds me of Vivi. So like I think it's something she could do really well. Bora, probably the most vocally challenging song in that regard.
From what we heard, yeah.
Jury, Jiwoo, I wouldn't have put her in that. I don't know. I put Jiwoo in the girl crush song.
Hey, I'd be down with that.
She wasn't a rapper before this show, but she's done it twice now, and I think she's adorable.
I think they said she's known for her vocals more.
I think she's an adorable little rapper.
I think she's just an adorable little idol, but since she's so tall, she's not getting typecast as a cutie, and so she's like...
She wasn't doing it before, and she's done it twice now, and I think there's some potential there.
I agree. Potential.
So on Jiwoo, cool.
I mean, I don't know. Like, Jiwoo could have done the cute one, but she could put Jiwoo in the rap one. I don't know,
IDJ, Nana, obviously.
I mean, but yeah, but at the same time.
Yuki, Fi, Yan, yes. G1, sure. Suyeon, yes. I think you did a good job on IDJ. I do Rina in a cutesy song.
I mean, Rina's freaking cute, man.
Sujin, Yeonhee, obviously. Soyeon, yeah. Ellie, Jihan, obviously. Yeah, you did a pretty good job. Right.
I mean, like I said, you kind of just, for your guide on these guys, just put in the ones you know fit the theme and then just fill it in. Because we want to see people do stuff that they don't always get known for. Like IDGA is the easiest because you're like, all right, here's the ones who can rap or who can look cool. But at the same time, I'd be down with Ellie doing IDGA. She looked amazing in Snap. You know, Jihan has now done 2 serious. Now in the next one, she's doing more of a like a girl crushy thing. She could go back to her cutesy roots, which is what everybody loves her for. So I don't know. You know, I only picked out like the 6 or 7 that I knew fit. Now here's the question. This is 21 people. There's 5 people left that aren't being put in. So everybody's saying, what are we going to do with the 5 leftovers?
I don't know.
And some people are theorizing there will be a bonus song that pops out. They'll get voted. These are 5 people getting voted off. But they said there were. Somebody said there's no. They actually the actual show said there will be no eliminations.
I don't know.
I think that's true. Somebody in the comments tell me and give me the receipts because I can't remember where people saw that. So there's a group of 5 mysterious things, but Mnet will not let that go. That's going to be addressed. They're not just going to let 5 people not perform. So I think it'll probably be either a mystery song or there'll be the bonus judges or something. They'll have to address it because all they'll have to do is they'll just say, here's the 21 girls who got the most votes, I guess, to put in the most groups, and there's going to be people on the bottom and just take those bottom people. Because when I'm looking at this list, I'm trying to think of people I don't see. That's the hard part. The 5 I don't see.
The other people will be performing the cover songs in this round. They just maybe don't do the original song.
No, you got to let everybody do the original song, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. Something's weird about that. But anyway, let us know who your choice. You don't have to write out the full list of 48 billion people, but give us some ideas of who you think fits in what. But you could swap a lot of these people.
All 3 songs.
These could be all 3 groups, and I'd be down with it. I love all these idols. This sucks.
My top 7, as I said, is not going to change. What's the difference with yours?
Huiso.
Okay. She's
Huiso's
back in?
not been I experimented. I actually never cast a vote for her. I don't think in top 7.
Okay.
But the longer it goes on, I really like Kay's vocals, but Kay is literally old school singing style in old school Idol in a way. She's not ancient. I'm not saying that at all, but she's a little on the mature side like Doa. So her vocals have that little old school feel. More is a modern version of that old school sound a bit. It's more Broadway, whatever. Huiso is the latest version in a way where you're doing girl crush, but also like you're more of an all-arounder. There's more character to your voice, not so much big belty notes or big beautiful flowing notes, right? I would like to hear her and Bora do something together. I would have been more excited in this next round if it was Huiso and Bora. I think people wanted to see that more because not that Kay and Bora are the same, but they represent closer to the same world than Huiso. And I really like Huiso. People like claiming she was the it girl. I was claiming that. The show was claiming seems to claim that, but she's not getting any votes. Doesn't seem to be that popular because she's from a small group. I don't get it. She's obviously an it girl. Ellie's been the same. Nana is a queen, of course. Doa goes back and forth, but I just can't deny how much I love Doa. Like I just love her. Between her and Jury, it's like the 2 prettiest girls in the show. It's insane. Like they're just. It's crazy.
I just want to take that picture of Jury to the hairstylist and be like, give me this color.
Yeah.
I love that color.
It works for her really well. So same with Doa's.
That color.
Ellie, at first I thought, she's just so freaking adorable from Watch's Watch from Reverse. But then she's hitting those high notes. She's really charismatic. She's not shy on stage at all. She's very, very appealing on stage. I just would love to see her in it. Fi, you just can't deny. Like I think she's just got something that I don't care if it's in K-pop or in her own country or wherever. I don't care where it's at. She come over here to the U.S.
Yeah.
I just think she has an interesting thing going on.
Yeah.
I just hope that they don't squish out that uniqueness out of her. Like Shouting from Kepler. She has such a unique thing going on. They've let it kind of blossom. I hope they do that with Phi. So again, this could be, there's really only my top 3 or 4. Ellie bore Nana. Well, no, Jerry bore Nana. Top 3 or 4. And the rest are just kind of I'm experimenting with. And I'm also kind of throwing votes to people. Not that they're low or anything that I know of, but like Huisa's not been in the top 7 yet. So I'm giving her a vote, and I would have no problems with this combination at all. So it's got vocals. So you got Huisa and Bora vocals. You got rap, Phi, and Nana. You got the Queen leader, Doa, and Jerry and Ellie for all-rounders. So I would love to see this group.
Okay.
Cool.
Accepted. And that's it for this week for episode 4 of Queendom Puzzle.
It was a long one. Funny, the longer episode and the shorter podcast. But we're both tired.
I am very tired and a little bit
Leela's gotten a bad habit of staying up all night.
I'm a little burned out, to be honest with y'all.
I've been having, and I mean this, honest to God, a blast with this series.
I'm glad you have.
Yeah, I'll like make up the balance here, because somebody on the subreddit put something about basically like, what are you guys talking about? I'm so freaking excited about the next episode. I'm like, yeah, because we didn't talk about this because they're doing the funny dance continuation.
Oh, the dance battle.
Yeah, they had to do a dance
Bora
off.
did the dance battle.
So go watch the clips if you haven't. I'm sure if you're listening to this show, you've probably seen everything. You're just listening for the recap, and that's fine. And because we're so brilliant and amazing. But Bora's dance, we need just a clip of that, but also just some GIFs. She did like the tut-tut thing mixed with like a robot with a chicken. And I thought that was freaking brilliant, because I thought she was going to come out and try to do a ballet. And I was like, I'm cool with that, Bora, don't get me wrong. But for her to do the goofy dance, but do it well. She did it really well. Because sometimes people start those goofy dances and you're like, here comes Elaine from Seinfeld. This is going to be really, really sad. Like, this is not going to be funny. And she was so funny, but also it was impressive. There were some impressive moves.
She did what she had to do. Bora is here to play the game.
But then
she did what she had to do.
Yes, but then Yonhi pops out, because Yonhi, I think, she's just she's like Bora. She has that spirit, that spunk that I like.
Yes.
I was asking on the subreddit, where are the pro dancers? Why are we not popping out here?
Nana, stop sitting on your hands. She's just waiting, and she's going to come out and like.
So we'll just cover this and we'll get out of your hair, guys. So somebody was saying when you're known for your dance and you're a pro dancer and you're really a good dancer and you've got 3 of the best dancers in the industry watching you maybe you're preparing something a little bit. And if you watch the clip, Nana is literally going through little motions like
she was thinking of something.
She's thinking something. I thought, oh my God, she's
waiting.
so good.
Waiting to drop the hammer.
So we got Nana, and then we got like, I'm trying to think who else on the puzzle, whatever the other side is. I can't remember. There's 3 or 4 Yorm that need to come out, but they don't need to come out and take turns. They have to go out together and like do it like a girl, that kind of battle thing. And we'll see what happens. Okay. But I can't wait for the rest of it. We need at least 2 more funny dances, but if the rest are just normal kick-ass dances, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So look forward to that, everybody. It's on Tuesday morning, something like
that. We're here every Saturday recapping. Please subscribe. Hope you have a good week. Everyone, please, in the comments, wish me a good week.
Yeah.
Say good luck. Wish you luck.
Good luck on your project.
Because I have things that I need good luck for this week. Pray for me, everyone.
We're expecting our 3rd cat.
Thank you.
Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.